Hello, our amazing Zen Project 8, Zen 28 community around the world. It is Webcast Wednesday, and we got a special one for you tonight. As you can see, my co-host, my sister, the president of North America, and someone who just lives health, Katie Holt Larson. Katie, are you ready for tonight?
Yes. How are you, Mark McDonald? You're looking good. You're looking fit. You're looking healthy.
I'm telling you, it's the quarantine plan.
I'm telling you.
I can't get any chicken. I'm living on fuse.
It's perfect, right?
You can live on Zen if you have to. That's kind of where I am. Sometimes it's hard to get to Costco and get the meat. So, but how are you doing? How's the family?
I'm doing well. I had a conversation with someone today where I said, oh my gosh, thank goodness for Zen Fuse, because it not only does it fill the snack gaps, Mark, but it fills the grocery gaps. You know, when we got a gap in our food, use that Zen to get us through the next couple of days to get us to the grocery store. So it's perfect.
Exactly. And as everyone's jumping on right now, as you can see, there's a special announcement going on, right? That for the first time in the history of our Zen community, the Dr. Vincent Giampapa, who I call Dr. G, has officially joined our community. And tonight, we're gonna announce that he's gonna start immediately sharing and answering questions about AM, PM. You can tag him. He's gonna have videos. We're gonna do multiple Facebook Lives. So we're gonna show the synergy of Zen and AM, PM together. Dr. G, welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited and I can't wait to meet everybody here.
And you know, look, Dr. G, he was skiing and just had knee surgery, still showing up tonight. I love it.
Nothing stops us.
And then as we see everyone, Kathy, Jessica Young, Robin Taylor, Stephanie Sharpboard in Virginia, stay strong there. And then we have one of my dearest friends, truly one of the most consistent, passionate, reliable people I've met in this world. Tanya Gustafsson, she just told me after 8 years I've been calling her the wrong name, so I got to get it right. Tanya Gustafsson, I've known for 8 years, and I got to tell you, she shows up every single time, and she's built an incredible community in Vancouver, in the Vancouver area in Canada. And she's one of my dearest friends. She's a phenomenal health professional, and she's going to share some of the insight with you. And that's what we wanted to talk about tonight. So before I dive into the topic, Tanya, what do you want to say? You want to say hi to everybody?
Hello, and thank you guys for having me on today. I'm so excited to be in such a great company here. I was so enjoying having a little chat with Dr. G and seeing Katie again. It's great because I usually only get to see Katie when we go to events, so it's a real treat. And always good to see you, Mark. And I'm missing hugs. I'm sure everyone's missing hugs right now, right? Everyone's sending virtual hugs over Facebook Messenger. So missing those.
It's virtual hug time.
It's virtual hug time.
And I think Tanya, as we talked about, and Dr. G, Katie and I, before we started the show, we were talking, and I think it's important to think about right now, the quarantine. I think many of us, you know, I think about the quarantine like I think about diets. People do diets because they get excited for the moment. They step on the scale. They're in a bad place. There's fear. There's misery. So they cut. They go keto. They go intermittent fasting. They starve themselves. They go HCG. And then they start to feel a little bit better. Their blood sugar drops. They burn some muscle. They burn some fat. But because they're seeing results, it's okay. I can do this. Willpower, 2 to 3 weeks. It's fun. I'm going to do this forever. And then 3 weeks into it, the novelty wears off. Hungers and cravings come in. You start to reintroduce. You spike your blood sugar. You gain everything. And you start worse off than when you started. The quarantine is like that. I woke up today. It's April 1st. It's my dad's birthday. And, you know, my dad passed away 4 years ago. And, you know, I woke up and I was sad today. And there's a few reasons. And I'll share at the end of it why it's been a tough couple weeks, just for our family with one of our dogs passing away. But the reality is I woke up down a little bit because we're in this quarantine now for at least another 30 days, could be May. And we have to get to a reality aspect of it. And that's why community matters so much, because the novelty is wearing off. And when the novelty wears off, you need support. You can have all the intellect about your food. You can understand the products. You can say, man, my AM/PM is the best product ever. You can love your Zen. But if you don't have the support, if you don't have people with you every step of the way, you start to fall off. So tonight is about you. We're going to share different ideas, different strategies on support for you, on community. And we want to make sure that you're engaged in this. And then next week, Dr. G and I and Katie, we're going to dive into the science of AM, PM, and Zen. We're going to really break down that. But tonight is community. And every single week, my co-host, my sister, one of my best friends in the world, one of the women I looked up to most in the world, Miss President, we call her, Katie Hill Larson, was always going to have her dose of inspiration. So Katie, start us off tonight.
I will. So, hey, thank you. Thank you again, Mark McDonald. And sure love our Zen community. It's such an amazing community. So shout out to all of you who are on tonight. And again, if you love this Zen community and you love Mark McDonald, let's get some love out there. Let's get some 10 showing on the chats, right, Mark?
Type in a 10.
You got Tanya, you got Mark. So let's give some 10s here. And that just means that you're loving it and you're part of it. So when we talk about a dose of inspiration, I think that, one of the things that for me has been super, super helpful over the last couple of weeks, honestly, has been meditation and yoga every single day, because getting our hearts and our minds centered, I think, Mark, right now, and really focused on our vision and our why, on our dream, keeps us in a place of community, of family, of moving forward in times of uncertainty. And so I'm so happy we're here in this moment with Zen 28, because we are at the beginning of a new month. We know we got a month ahead of quarantine, right? So it's a perfect time we can take a deep breath. We are home. Hopefully we're with some people we love, but it's time to create a plan. It's time to get out of the frenzy, create some centeredness around our food, around our healthy eating, and around our community. And Mark, I was on the phone this morning with Carrie Dean. Actually, I know Robin Taylor's on this call. So Carrie Dean's team, they made a decision as a team, and Tanya, I think you're doing this with some of your team as well. They said, look, as a team, we're going to take the month of April. We want to end the quarantine with the best sexy bodies ever. And so let's take the month of April as a team to connect together and commit to our Zen, to our AM/PM, to our Revita Blue, and to the plan. Super exciting to hear that. So we're going to be looking for some updates. Robin, you're out there. Carrie Dean and team, and Tanya, when you come on, you can share maybe some ideas on that as well. So again, Mark, you and I always talk about the month of April and May are so critical. They're some of the very best months for getting our bodies in shape. So number one, whether you want to get in shape, your family wants to get in shape, and or your friends, this is a great time to share this product with them and invite them to be part of the April. Mark, we got to come up with some marketing words. I know you got some on the tip of your tongue. But what we're going to do in the month of April, and that's what you're going to see from us every single week in the month of April. We are doing a Zen 28 run for these 28 days. So
Summer Shape Challenge right here. Here we go.
We're going to do it all together, Mark McDonald.
And that's what Katie was talking about right here, all of April. Next week, we kick it off in this community. Dr. G, Katie, and I will be talking about the science of AM, PM, and Zen, and we will be officially launching our weekly Zen 28. So you have 1 week to get going, to get your measurements, to raise your game, to see the power of the community, to shake off the quarantine blues, to get ready for our Summer Shape Challenge. We're going to rock April. We're going to rock May. Quarantine will be over. And then you're going to take on June, July, and August like the champion you are and move right into Expo season with Janesse. How does that sound? Are we ready, everybody?
By the way, Mark, won't it be so fun? God, everyone who's on this call tonight, when you leave your house in a month, won't it be so fun for people to go, oh my gosh, you look amazing. What have you been doing? That's our goal for every single one.
They're going to say, I want that quarantine pill. Now that's going to become the new plan, the quarantine plan.
That's right.
Okay, so everyone, as you can see, tonight's going to be lighthearted. It's going to be fun, and it's going to be community focused. I love motivation and meditation. I mean, Katie, I love that. And I think, let's bring in, Tanya's going to really talk about from the field perspective, from grassroots, as so many of us are, how she built a community. But before then, I wanted to bring in our man himself, Dr. Giampapa. Now, if you're new to AM/PM, I have a video I want to share. I want to show his Facebook page as well. Dr. G is officially in this group. You'll see over this next week, we'll be posting stuff. We'll be sharing stuff. And because Dr. G, many people don't know how active he is. Katie and I are going to pepper him with a couple questions after you watch this video. Truly, since I partnered with Jeunesse, the first product I started taking besides Zen, we didn't have Zen Fuse when we first launched. We had Zen Shape, and then later we launched Prime and Fuse, and I had Fit, was AM PM. And this is the power of this product. So I want everyone to watch this 2-minute video that will soon be in this group.
To 37 trillion cells, each processing thousands of pieces of gene-composed DNA every minute. Our bodies are essentially biological computers running on DNA software, with enough DNA in each cell to stretch from the Earth to the Sun 100 times. Just as a computer or its software can be damaged, the function of our stem cells and body cells declines as we age. Each decade, the activity of our genes changes. The genes begin to function poorly until they eventually stop dividing. The net result is declining health and rapid aging. With AM and PM Essentials from Jeunesse, you can support your body's well-being. Formulated by a Nobel Prize nominee, AM and PM Essentials combines plant extracts, herbs, probiotics, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals to support your body's daytime and nighttime needs. The result? Improved quality of life from the inside out. AM and PM Essentials packets are easy to take with you wherever you go. Mix a packet in water. It's a great way to take care of your human machine and the software it runs on. You only have one body. Give it the best you can with AM and PM Essentials, featuring formulas that work at the source of your cell's genetic software, taking an evolutionary step beyond vitamins and minerals. As part of your daily lifestyle, they can also help you wake up with more energy and experience more restful sleep.
I love it. So to me, AM is my energy and focus, and then PM is my sleep and repair. I'll start with the first question, then Katie, you come in. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, Dr. G. So we're talking about community right now. And if everyone loves AM PM, give some love to Dr. G. So we talk about community, and we talk about wellness in quarantine, and everyone's now taking on their summer shape challenge for all of April, all of May. What would you recommend? What are the products that for the next 30 days that if you're stuck by yourself that are must have for you, and why?
Okay, so, based upon how the human body has been designed, we need 3 main products. Number 1, we need AM PM, because sleep is one of the most important things, particularly at this point in time, to boost our immune function, but also to repair and restore our cells as they're being damaged. And just generally, that's what causes or allows our stem cells in our body cells to function more optimally. And again, the first thing we need again in the morning is energy and focus, because we need to have a routine. When we're stuck inside for a month, it's so important to have a routine and set goals to accomplish. And I've already found out in the last couple of weeks, I finished so many projects I was supposed to do, but never had the time. So I'm kind of really looking forward to finishing the other things I want to do. Now, the next thing we need in order to gain ideal body composition is the right proteins, okay, and the right pre and probiotics. Although AMPM has probiotics, Zen Fuse is just chock full of pre and probiotics that work synergistically. But more importantly, you get the protein you need to build muscle mass, to help burn body fat. And people don't realize this, but without protein, you can't build antibodies for your immune system. And most people are not taking in enough protein to function optimally from the immune point of view. Lastly, the thing that really helps our bodies restore and repair itself are stem cells. So Vita Blue is a great product to help release those stem cells. And there's 3 types of stem cells. There's stem cells that boost your immune function, hematopoietic stem cells. There's the endothelial progenitor cells that grow blood vessels. And then there's also the mesenchymal stem cells that can turn into muscle, bone, cartilage, etc. So those 3 products, Vita Blue, Zen Fuse, Zen Prime, and AM PM work unbelievably synergistically to optimize body composition, immune function, and basically enhance our cells' regenerative potential.
And Dr. G, I have this, if you look at the screen, I have this cool clock. I love this video, by the way. And it shows when you take AM, PM. When do you use Zen Fuse? So I use it mid-morning, mid-afternoon. I take my Revita Blue twice a day. When are you taking your products, Fuse and Revita Blue, with your AM, PM?
Okay, so I take my AM in the morning, 2 tablets. I take another AM at midday for a little boost of energy. And then at night, I take my 2 PMs. Now, I take my Zen Fuse and Prime. Actually, I take it right with my breakfast. I take it again around, I'd say more like around 10:30, 11 o'clock, but because I get up early at 5:30. And then what I do, again, I take my Vita Blue at night only. So, and that's my regimen and routine. Now, everybody's different, but that's what I do.
And you take your Revita Blue at night. Why is that?
Okay, so I take my Revita Blue at night because genetically, our cells are programmed for repair in the evening. So what I want to do is release my stem cells in the evening when my DNA repairs and my cell repair is going on as well, because I want to have a larger number of stem cells in the evening when most of cell repair and regeneration is going on.
Okay, so you heard it. You heard Dr. G. Next 30 days, if there's only the only products he can take, AM, PM, Fuse, and Revita Blue. Katie, what's your question to the man himself, the legend? You're muted.
Okay, good. Here's my question. So I like to take, the shake is great for breakfast. It's one of my favorite times to take it. But you know what? Another time that I like to take the shake is at night, because I find, if I eat dinner around 6, like around 8:30 or 9, that's when I want my sugar fix, right? And so if I can have a really nice balance, sometimes I'll even just do half a shake. But if I can have a nice macro right then, it can balance me out and I can go to bed and my metabolism's working great at night. So my question for Dr. G is, Dr. G, so here we have PM. So talk to us a little bit about what happens. How does PM help in our weight management and our balancing of our body? What does it do for us when we go to sleep? How is it pairing up and synergistically working with Zen Fuse, with cortisol, with repairing, so that it actually enhances our ability to lose weight?
Right. So in the PM formula, there's a unique blend of amino acids: arginine, ornithine, lysine. Now, one of the most potent effects of amino acid grouping is to release growth hormone. And most people, we don't claim that it's a growth hormone product, but we know it does do that because it not only releases growth hormone, but it also helps us get into deep sleep. So when you release growth hormone, you have more deep sleep, both REM and deep sleep. So what happens is with growth hormone release, your body can actually utilize carbohydrates better. It actually can help you lose body fat and gain lean muscle mass. And together, the other ingredients of PM actually help balance your hormonal balance. So we have less cortisol being secreted, more DHEA, which is a immune stimulant and also muscle building hormone. And again, we also have melatonin in there. So melatonin is another thing that helps balance, actually reset your hormonal levels, so that in the morning you have less cortisol, more DHEA. In the evening, you have more growth hormone. And frankly, the DHEA, with more DHEA gets converted into testosterone. So, I mean, not enough to create a problem for women, but to help build muscle mass as well. So all of that's been programmed into the ingredients, and why people feel and see the difference with body composition on AMP. But when you add Zen Fuse and Zen Prime, it's like 1 + 1 = 5. So This is such a synergistic combination of products.
Yeah, that's honestly just a comment, Mark. I mean, that's why I love these products together, because can you imagine trying to go out ourselves, go to the health food store and buy all those ingredients Dr. G just talked about? And I mean, gosh, the time and the money, but look at what we can do simply by using AM and PM. using our Zen Fuse, our Zen Prime together, and of course our VitaBlue. But man, all of a sudden now we're creating a powerhouse where then our body can be at its very maximum and do what we need it to do. So I love it. Thank you.
I love that question, Katie. And if you can follow Dr. G on Facebook, he's got his own page. And he had a great article on February 12th that said, how many hours of sleep do I need to feel well-rested, regenerated? And he wrote this. So this is good information. And I love what you just said, Katie, about the product synergy. Now, Katie said in Canada, we talked about doing a prime AM PM combo. And what I love, and I think this is Dr. G, I'll ask you one more question, and then Katie, we can go right and show the power of Tanya. I think, Dr. G, this is something that, to build upon that, people don't know AM PM has the prebiotics. There's a digestive component to AM PM. Yeah. To me, that's why with Fuse having the probiotics, Prime having the digestive enzymes, the liver cleansing, the water flushing, systematically, they work so well together because they're all fueling the digestive system. Can you just kind of talk about how those three products work so well?
Sure, yeah. So, you know, in AM and PM, we have amylase, protease, lipases. These are things to help for your macronutrients, to help you get more nutrition out of the food you eat. Okay, so that's so important. And again, we have the ingredients that help with your intestinal bacteria to also actually work more efficiently and process certain vitamins and minerals as well. Now, in Zen Fuse, what got me the greatest and the most excited about this was the two types of protein, because in reality, what we really need to do is try to keep our blood sugar levels stable. And again, we're talking to Katie about, she likes to take this at night. Well, that's another, honestly, I take it at night too, when I want to gain a little bit of extra muscle mass and trim down for the summer, because that extra protein at night will, and you cut your carbs down a little bit and you take that protein at night. What happens is it stabilizes your blood sugar, so the carbohydrates you eat don't get turned into fat. Mm-hmm. Okay, the body will store them for the morning. But the protein that Mark came up with, the protein that is released in a long-term basis rather than initially, is something that I think is such a big winner and a game changer.
I love it, Dr. G. And everyone, Samson Lee just joined us. Samson Lee, Dr. G is a member in the community now, everybody. So make sure you give a big shout out to Dr. G tonight. You say, welcome, Dr. G. He's accepted. I had to make sure that he qualified everything, but I decided that we will accept him. So, okay, Dr. G, hold on tight. I know we have more questions for you. I want to introduce you to someone Katie and I know so well, Tanya Gustafson. Let me just give you a bit of an info about Tanya. Sorry, I'm going to mess that up all the time now.
It's okay.
Okay, so Tanya, I've watched her grow for 8 years. I've seen her in the network marketing space. I've seen her in the health space. I've just seen so much that she's done. And she is an incredible health professional, trainer, nutritionist. She writes a column. She does TV. She talks about 8 weeks is all it takes. And tonight is about community. So Katie and I have some questions for you, Tanya. Do you want to ask the first one, Katie, or you want me to?
You go first on the second.
Okay. So Tanya, the first question I have for you is, what is the number one thing you think that matters in community? Like, knowing you, it started with you and just one person. What started this process of you creating a culture with your message and with your movement?
Well, you inspired me to do that. Like, you really did. I remember that first. You're welcome. You just when I first met you, and the things that I was doing in health before that, it was so similar, but you just had that passion and you had a better system and of delivery with that, and you were just so inspiring. And so I kind of just latched on. But I just remember that first Facebook Live that we did when maybe 1,000 people were kind of joining and trying to do 8 weeks, the 8-week run. And then now it's morphed into it's over 500,000 people around the world, or I don't know how many now. It's morphed and it's crazy. But people, they just want to feel that connection. And so I have my own group, 8 weeks is all it takes. And there's over 700 people in there. So it's not even close to the Zen group, but it's another space where, I mean, with my clients, and I get them to join this and I get them to join Zen, and they have these places where they can go to feel like they're supported, or just to even scroll and look and see what other people were doing. Because sometimes people think it's only me. This is my problem, or nobody else is doing this. Everybody else can do it fine. And, it's my bad day or whatever. But when they see that other people might be having this issue, or they have a good day or a good thing, and they post it and people cheer them on, and that's really, they love that. So I try to give everyone a personal welcome when they join my group. Sometimes it's hard. Every time one of my articles goes out, all of a sudden the next day there's a whole bunch of people that join it. So I'm like madly, giving them a little welcome. But, and then people will respond back and say, yeah, welcome to the group. And people just feel really connected. But you're right about the diet thing that we were talking about earlier today with, and the people in their wrong headspace, and so they need that community. So I was inspired by you, and to start my own group and just reaching out and connecting with people.
I love that. And Katie, I have to give a shout out to someone, one of our good friends, Kasaya Centaur, just jumped on. And Kasaya, who we used to know as Kasaya's J, is almost due. So we're all watching. We're waiting for the baby to come. So Tanya, I love that. And I love that you took connection and passion and now you have a community of over 700 people. You're growing. You're all over the media, and you're making that difference. Katie, what's your next question?
Tanya, it's so good to see you. I follow you on Facebook, and I love your involvement. I love your commitment to health. I love all the exercises you show.
Thank you.
And again, I just echo what Mark says. I know I've been calling you Tanya as well, so thank you for correcting me.
It's a US thing, I swear.
So it's Tanya, Katie, not Tanya.
It is. But now, please, how do you pronounce that last name? Is it Gustafson?
Yes, Gustafson.
Gustafson. Okay, Mark, can you say that right, please?
Nobody ever says it
Tanya
right.
Gustafson.
There you go. Good job.
He got it.
We have to repeat it 8 times. We'll remember, right? So anyway,
Something
Tanya,
like that.
So again, thank you so much for all you do to create your community. And so what can you share? What advice can you have for people out there? And let's say they're like, okay, I've just started on this myself, but hey, wouldn't it be fun in April to create my own little community and do this with some people? Like, how do I say that? What do I do to get that started? Can you give us some words of wisdom?
Sure. Well, yeah, if somebody wanted to get started, it's always more fun to do it with a friend. So especially now that we're stuck inside and people are kind of going a little antsy, people are jumping. It'd be a great time because people are jumping on and creating little groups of stuff all over the place. I see people have invited me to random groups everywhere all over Facebook. So, if that's you and you don't want to do it by yourself, message up a friend or call up a friend and say, look, are you as bored as I am? Do you need something to do? Do you not want to look like you've been on vacation eating your way through this quarantine? Because we're going to have this quarantine, the quarantine workout happening here, or the quarantine plan going on. And do you want to come out of this the other end looking better than when you went in?
Awesome. Those are great words. And if I can just add to that, again, this is one thing that I think is great advice. I'm just being honest here. Is that you guys, if you can buy some extra Zen product, if you really do want to start this movement, just like Tanya said, buy some extra product ahead of time, some Fuse, some Prime, and some AM/PM, because then, by the way, when you reach out to a friend and you say, okay, look, I'm committing the next 4 weeks, we're going to have 6 of us together, we're going to do this, we're going to check in every single day, blah, blah, blah. You can have your own tools, your own Facebook page, your own, Marco Polo group. I mean, there's so many things we can do to make it fun. If you buy some extra product right now, then guess what you can do? The minute you invite your friends, you can share that product. And then when their product comes in a week later, they can replenish for you, but it makes it super easy. So I would suggest personally is go out and buy as much as you can afford. So again, we're all on a budget here. But if you can buy 4 packets, if you can buy an extra 2 packets, because your friends are they're gonna pay for it, and then they're gonna replenish. You're gonna help replenish each other when they get their products.
And Katie, someone just said we all gained the quarantine 19, so we could say don't gain the quarantine 10. That's our new message.
I love that.
Don't gain the quarantine 10.
If I can just tag on to what Katie just said. I do that. My bulk order of Zen came the other day. Like I buy my Zen in the 10 packs because My husband loves it. I love it. I bake with it. I'm randomly giving it out to people. I mean, I can't really so much now as we're not out and about. But I mean, I did have someone, a friend of mine, she messaged me. She goes, "Hey, do you have any of that Zen still?" I said, "Yes, I do." She's like, "Okay, I'm going to e-transfer you. Can you leave it on the front porch?"
Perfect.
So
You
so
can still do
everyone,
it.
so Jessica Everett, what's up? Kenya Chia's on, Johnson Yap, Stephanie Park. I love everyone joining right now. So just to recap for Tanya, Tanya talked about connection and passion. She then talked about, finding, I love Katie's insight, buy Zen in bulk, which they already do, start creating a local community, but because of self-distancing, create a virtual community. Tanya's created 700 plus. It's all these mini stuff that we start to grow. Now, Tanya, last question.
Yep.
And I know I walked with Dr. G around the world and people run to this man and they all have a question for him. So ask the most important question you have for Dr. G that you think everyone wants to know. What is the question you have for him?
The question I would have for him is what we talked about earlier, because that was what I always wanted to know. And people were asking me that, was the difference between AM, PM, and Infinity.
Okay, I'll answer that one. AMPM is a very special product that's been designed to enhance the function of both your body cells and stem cells. That's 100 trillion cells in your body. So AMPM works on the genetic software program inside those cells. The main program being helping that cell function more optimally, repairing its DNA, and producing energy and ATP. The secondary program is the sleep-wake cycle. Now, more and more we learn about the need for sleep and rest, particularly in times of stress like this, because if you don't get at least 7 hours of sleep, okay, your immune function doesn't work. Your incidence of cardiovascular disease, stroke, even heart attack are 5 to 6 times greater than the average population by just lack of sleep. Imagine if you could take one pill that would reduce your chance of heart attack, stroke, immune function, all these things by 5 times. Well, I mean, you have it. We have it already, and it's all natural based. There you go. And so the other thing about now, Finity is a product that's designed to help stimulate your regrow your telomeres. Now, most people don't know this, but the only cells in your body that make telomerase are your stem cells and your reproductive cells. So the point of the matter is that's a very small number of cells compared to what AM/PM does in regulating sleep-wake, regulating total body cell function. Now, yes, it's an important product, and yes, it's something that will help those cells work longer, more efficiently. But to me, you have to understand that Finity is designed to work on a small component inside a smaller number of cells, and AM/PM is designed to help all the cells in your body, from your stem cells to your body cells, liver, skin, etc., work more efficiently. And when that happens, the rest of the pyramid in the S system, those products work more efficiently as well.
I love it. That's the question
I would say
Tanya's been waiting for. So listen, everyone, we have about 5 minutes left. We're going to end with some motivation about community. Next week, we launch our Summer Shape Challenge for April to prevent the quarantine 19. And that's the 19 pounds people are gaining. So if you want to win, invite everyone to join this group. Dr. G and I will be talking about the power of Zen, AM/PM. My co-host, the Katie Holt Larson, is going to help lead us in that movement. So I want everyone to get ready. Now, I love what Stephanie Sharp-Ward just said. She said, I always have stock. I've been doing Zen and AM/PM drop-offs for customers. I leave them on the porch chair, wave hi, and go, because she keeps self-distance. And then they pay her with Venmo. So these are great strategies. So I'm going to ask everyone this week, get your measurements in, get ready. We are launching our Summer Shape Challenge next week in this group, and we're going to all prevent the quarantine 19 because people are starting to carb up, and we're going to teach them how to eat their foods and get the results that they want. Now, that being said, we all end with a moment of passion. So Tanya, we're going to start with you. Then we go Dr. G, then we go Katie. 1 minute of inspiration about community to inspire everyone for the next 7 days. Tanya, you ready?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. All right. If you guys are out there and if you're feeling a little bit depressed or sad or melancholy today, I've had several clients that way this week, and I just encourage you all to get into a routine, to establish a routine that mimics like it was before you were stuck in quarantine. So at that first beginning where it's like 2 weeks, it's kind of like vacation and everyone's okay with that. And now we know it's longer and we're like, what's our new normal? Pick something that you need to do. So like Dr. G was saying, he was doing chores around the house or whatever it happens to be. Even if you're doing the same things over and over again, you were going out and going to work the same thing every day. You were going to the same place, but it gave you that routine and that sense of purpose and that sense of accomplishment at the end of the day. So rather than, thinking, I can't do this or I can't do that, what can I do with the tools that I have in my brain and what I have in my hand today? What can you do with those things and to improve your life and someone else's? Because if you can lift up someone else today with something that you've said or done, or even just a smile, send them a virtual hug or something, then that lifts up your day. And this happened today. Just before this started, my neighbor, the little boy, he came over and dropped this on my porch. And I drive a 1965 Mustang in the summertime. And look what he did. His mom went and bought this. I'm not sure why he wanted me to have it. He calls me the muffin lady because I make those chocolate zucchini cupcakes and he loves them. And he comes and knocks on my door and I give them. Anyway, and he wrote on the back, I don't know if you can see it, says, "To Tanya from Asher, just thinking of you."
Yeah.
How can you be sad when somebody does things like that, right? So that was my moment of made me feel so good today. And it just, if you guys can do something like that to somebody, it's going to make their day. It's going to make you feel so awesome.
I love that routine, Tanya. And thanks for sharing that story. The power of inspiration. Well done. Dr. G, your moment.
So I have to agree with Tanya, and I think routine's very important. On the other hand, I'm used to running at high speed, and I'm used to like taking care of patients and doing research, and to be stuck in the house and really have to say, gee, what am I doing with this time? I mean, there's so many things I wanted to catch up on. In fact, I've designated 2 hours a day. One of those hours I am online taking a course, something that's unrelated to what I normally do. So I'm taking a course on wine, different types of wine and what it's all about. The other hour I use to contact people I haven't had the time to touch base with. And it's been great. I've been able to reconnect with a lot of my friends who I don't normally, frankly, just don't have the time at the end of the day to do that. So I found those 2 hours a day so important because it's a whole different mindset. And it makes me realize that I'm not the only one stuck by myself in a house. I'm sharing my experiences and feelings with other people and friends who have always been close to me. So to me, I think we have an opportunity to perhaps learn some new things and learn a language, maybe something you have never had time to do, but fit that into your routine. And you're going to come out of this a more knowledgeable person, a more interesting person. And guess what? You're going to come out of it with having reconnected with people that really meant something to you.
I love that, Dr. G. That is so first off, Tanya, the story of the boy giving you the Mustang is like the coolest thing ever. And I love routine. And then I love the 2 hours about connecting. And I think that's why, part of this is the community feeling. So that's some powerful inspiration there. Katie, you're up. You got some 2 people that shared some good stuff.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tanya and Dr. G. So what I would suggest to all of you, what I would hope to share today is, I don't know how many of you follow Brene Brown, but man, she has some inspiring words. She talks a lot about courage. And through her research over the last 30 years, what she's found is that as she's looked at the data, that vulnerability is one of the absolute consistent factors that is present when someone has actually stepped into courage. And so what I want to just share with you is I think it's a vulnerable time right now. I think people are feeling vulnerable. And so if we want to step into courage, I think it's owning our vulnerability. And I think it's being honest about that vulnerability. And then I would suggest inviting others to be part of a community. When you reach out, like Dr. G said, reaching out to people, showing that you care. And like you guys listen, we know how amazing the products are. We know it will take people's health to a whole new level. But what we also know is by inviting them into this community, by inviting them into the next 4 weeks, guess what? It's free. You can invite every single person, someone who's lost their job, someone who can't afford to pay rent. Please step out in your vulnerability, have courage, and invite them to connect with this community, because you don't know whose life you're going to touch. You don't know whose life you're going to change by just opening up to someone. And I promise you, we will be prepared to deliver. So next week's going to be amazing. Mark, Dr. G, and myself will promise that if you will be vulnerable and open up to your community, we will have an amazing show for you next week.
Wow, Katie. I got to tell you, out of all the shows we've done, some powerful inspiration moments there. As we wrap up tonight, you know, this is, to me, community's everything. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I shared earlier about the past couple of weeks. Katie's known about it. But I got to just share a picture of my son, because something happened this weekend that just, you know, that just meant a lot to me. Tomorrow we're putting our dog Spark down. He's had cancer. He had cancer about 7 months ago. We thought he was in the clear. The margins were clean. He had his toe amputated. Came back about 3 months ago. And it's been hard watching him deteriorate. Probably 2 months ago, I thought it was over. He had a week to live. What my son has done for 2 months, carrying him every day to the bathroom, laying with him each night, giving him his alkaline water and all his herbs, doing everything, holding him for hours upon hours. He's sad because tomorrow we're going to put him down. Our vet's coming here. But I'll tell you, on Sunday when we were camping, he had his greatest day of his life, our dog. And it wasn't like he was sick. And Hunter took this wagon, and we walked in treacherous trails, and he carried Spark the entire way. And I just want you to keep remembering that there's greatness in all of us, that even in dark times, even in moments of despair, even when we're sad, there's always light, there's always hope. And it doesn't mean everything works out the way we want to. And Hunter will be sad for the next few weeks, but I guarantee you that once that sadness starts to fade, he will remember the memories he's formed the past 2 months, because he fought for what he believed in. Because, as Katie said, he showed his vulnerability and he chose to step into courage. That has become my saying, Katie, that you shared tonight. And I just want everyone to think about the community. Think about helping people. Think about inspiring people. There are people who are going to be sad and lonely. The more this goes on, we can be the difference for them. We can be that hope for people. It starts by taking care of yourself. It starts by connecting with people. It starts by understanding that you spend time for yourself, and it has the ability to share your emotions and step into courage. So with that being said, Katie Holt-Larson, my co-host, thank you for everything, my sister. Tanya, you crushed it, our community builder. And Dr. G, step one of our brand new movement with AM, PM, and Zen. Look for this week. Dr. G will be answering questions. He's a member of the community. We'll be sharing everything. We'll be sharing videos. We'll be sharing articles, combination of the two. And this will be the first of many new people that will be joining our community. But thank you for taking the time. Thank you for being who you are, Dr. G, and always making the time for people. And with that being said, everyone, have a wonderful night. Most importantly, thank you. Our first Jeunesse Live starts in 15 minutes. It will be our Latin America one. We're going to be launching our Zen 28. We already launched Peru, but we're going through another coaching series. So tune in for that in our Hispomanic Hair group and on Jeunesse Live. Love you, everyone. Mwah. Have a good night. Bye.